Hey, I got a new story and a couple of old stories that I want to share with you here, but I want to share my opinion on this one right here about the Saudi Arabia and the situation with the refugees. You know, we're looking at all kinds of activity going on in the European Union, the states of emergency, the video footage of young Arab immigrant refugee boys beating up on girls because of the clothes they wear, because of the culture clash. We're seeing also immigrant boys beating up on the local boys right there, beating them up relentlessly, right? Just because they found them by themselves, right? So there's a state of emergency all the way around in the European Union because of the influx of the immigrant refugees. Now, so does anybody think that the governments of these European countries aren't doing this on purpose to ruin their own countries? Think about this, okay? Just think about this. Saudi Arabia has 100,000 air-conditioned tents ready, but will take no refugees, right? Take a look at their tent city. How much did it cost to build? How much? Bet you it only cost less than $50 million. And it houses, how many? It can house up to 3 million refugees, right? 100,000 air-conditioned tents ready, but will take no refugees, okay? But wait a minute. Saudi Arabia is willing to spend $300 to $400 million on mosques in Germany, and that tells us that the refugees never plan on going back home to wherever they came from after the fighting is over. That's right. So Saudi Arabia is willing to shell out $300 to $400 million when they could build 3 tent cities that duplicate the one they have now in different countries like Kuwait, Bahrain, Oman, Qatar, Dubai, all of these other Arabic countries that share the exact same cultures with these immigrants. Now you got these refugees coming in there and they're basically warring with the people because of the culture clash, because of whatever the case may be. It doesn't really matter. But the thing is if I can see this right here for what it is, I can assure you that the leaders of the European Union who are like, oh, we need to be accommodating, we can take another 100,000 refugees. They're not going to the, like Saudi Arabia and all these Arab. Why don't you do something to take some of these people? They share the same culture with you. Do something. But oh no. That's right. Saudi Arabia would rather shell out 3 times more amount of money for these 200 mosques than building tent cities in different countries like Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, any of these other countries, right? What does that tell you? That this is all indeed intentional. So remember, folks, they're talking about bringing over hundreds of thousands of refugees here. What do you think is going to be the culture clash then? For somebody who is over there in another country claiming that, that the Americans are devils and we hate Americans, and you know what? You're not over there demanding to be housed over in one of the countries that shares the same culture with you. No, you'd rather come over here and hang out with people that you hate, right? Huh. Okay, so I don't blame them for hating our government for coming over there and doing what they do. I don't approve of some of this, the stuff with Iraq and all the other stuff that went on. I don't approve of that. And I also don't approve of the governments selling out their people by destroying the European Union and plans for the United States. Okay? So now that I've covered that, I want to show you another old story back from March of 2015. Now, what caught my interest here is that probably not a lot of people even know about this. I had to find this on the Wayback Machine from Craigslist. Someone mentioned this. Can't remember who. Glacier Technology Solutions. We are military contractors working directly with U.S. Marine Corps, assisting them with their immersive simulation training program. I looked that up. It has to do with like Avatar fighting and all this other weird stuff like that. Look that up, though. And so they, back in March, were looking for Ukrainian and Russian ethnicity and language skills. That means they want them to be able to speak Russian. Okay? But back there in March, it wasn't for the exercise. It was to be training to operate in the exercise. Okay? Got that so far? Now, in case you think that this is about some kind of war with Russia, why would the military be training with people who can speak Russian, right? Wouldn't some of these Russian men, after they participated in the exercise, call up some of their homeboys over in Russia and go, hey, dude, you know what? I was just in an exercise, boy, and hey, they're looking to whoop your ass. That's not the case. So what was this exercise all about? That has got me scratching my head, because I'm sure that they're not going to, have the exercise and go, okay, Russia, you Russian punk, come with me. You're under military arrest. Whatever the case may be. However the exercise was going to play out. You understand what I'm getting at? Okay. So I will leave you links for this, and you will see that I don't know when this exercise was supposed to take place, but only that the training was supposed to take place March 29th through the 31st. This was just not too long before Jade Helm 15 started, right? Was this having some of these people involved in the Jade Helm? I don't know. But I know that this was supposed to be going on at Camp Pendleton, because Oceanside, California, the only military base that has to do with Marines, U.S. Marine Corps, is Camp Pendleton. So what is the last story here? This is a recent news just came out here. California vaccine refusers to get court order or CPS visit under SB 277. Let me explain something to you. If you start getting into this avenue right here, and you're going to start calling CPS on these families, what's going to happen if CPS starts taking children away from their parents? Or, is a father going to go postal? Is he going to go start shooting up the school? Is he going to go start shooting up CPS right there at their own establishment? I don't know. But I guarantee you start pushing the wrong buttons in too many directions, and you just might have yourself a problem on your hands where someone feels they don't have, a reason to live anymore if you're taking their kids away. You know what I mean? You just don't know what could happen out of this, right? So, basically, anyway, there is petitionings for this SB 277, and they're hoping to actually get a moratorium or something, if you will, to halt any enforcement of the SB 277 for at least a year. And I'll show you that right here. The SB 277 referendum is in full swing, having gained over 300 signatures. If the referendum succeeds during its final week of signature gathering, it will effectively postpone SB 277 for another year. So, but that still doesn't stop what some of these school districts and counties have been doing, right? They've been without legal standing demanding these kids get vaccinated even before SB 277 was even signed. Yeah, that's right. And Latino mothers launched a formal complaint after their children belonging to Los Angeles School District were taken out of classes the first day of school, despite having a personal belief exemption on file. That's right. So without legal standing, they were excluding these children from being able to come to school under their personal belief exemption. That's right. So I'll leave you all links to all this, and you guys can check out everything here. All right. Thanks.